Enzo Maresca then celebrated a sigh of relief from him, considering the form of Chelsea going into this tie. And it's 3 points. And of course, given the rubbishness around them as well, they're still very much in the hunt to finish in the Champions League spot. That victory takes them 2 points clear of Manchester City and Newcastle, of course, both losing this weekend to Arsenal and Fulham, respectively. For more on this, let's welcome in Mario Malchiot joins us, as does Julien Laurent. Mario, we've got to start with you. For once, Chelsea get over the line, but they didn't exactly blow your socks off.
No, definitely not. I think if you watch the game, I think it was almost like really packed, and West Ham was like dropping so deep and waiting, just hoping for something to be cleared off. Okay, the Colwell, what can I say? A kind of bonus for West Ham, the way he passed the ball back, and then later on he started to moan about it because he felt like he was fouled. But he wasn't really fouled. I think the moment when he passed the ball back, he was surprised that Bowen was reacting to it quickly. And then after that, okay, I was happy that Palmer came in. But if you look at the sides of Chelsea, the way they kicked off, if you look at the wings, you understand Neto, before you had Sancho, you understand that the game before, they're kind of quiet. I was happy Neto coming on and scoring that goal, because if Jackson is not doing it for them, you also need your wingers to chip in. And now, finally, okay, we know about Madueke does it, you understand, the last couple of games, but you still need more from your forwards. And that's what was really disappointing, especially in the first half. It took them hard and a long time.
A big takeaway from this, Nedum?
Personally, I was looking at the way West Ham were playing. Under Graham Potter, coming to his old stomping ground, seeing how they performed, seeing if they're maybe going to turn a corner. And I thought in parts they did do quite well. I thought they were very aggressive. They were on the front foot in terms of how they like to try and press. And I think that kind of led to that goal in itself. But in reality, then you look at how Chelsea are going to respond. A team that this weekend has seen Man City lose, seen Newcastle lose, and a lot of teams in and around them. So it's a great opportunity. What can they react? Well, to be honest, when Nicholas Jackson was coming off and you see Mark Guéhi, or Gay, I'm sure Jules will tell me how to say his name. Mark Guéhi, yeah. When he was coming on, I thought it feels a little bit flat. But in reality, they got the job done. It wasn't glamorous, but it was important.
Yeah, and this is it, Casey. I suppose, given what they've done previously, it was just about getting that 3 points. But as Nedum said, like, that motivation is there. You've seen everyone drop points around you. Yet that first half was so
it was
vanilla.
Flat. And particularly at home. And you would have thought that against their old manager, there would be like a little bit more of a drive. And as you mentioned, all the results going your way to push yourself back up into the Champions League spots. But in the end, I don't think anybody, like I said, there's no DVDs or downloads of this game that are going to be
people stream these days, Casey.
I got to download.
No one's getting any VHS.
but in the end,
get that Betamax out.
But again, like I said, nobody's going to care. All they're going to say is, as 3 points, got back in the Champions League spots, got out of that not great run that they've been on, and then it'll be a question if you can kick on from there. But the problem is, if you're going to string results together, you have to play better.
Of course.
It's always great when you play poorly and pick up 3 points, but at some stage you just have to be significantly better than your opponents.
It's a weird one, Shaq, isn't it? Because there isn't really too much to say about it.
No, it's not. Chelsea got the job done. They got the 3 points. They're back top 4 without at all looking very good. From a West Ham perspective, struggled in the Lopetegui. Potter comes in, slight improvement, and that's just being kind. But again, this is not a good West Ham team. So, and to your point, with so much at stake, certainly for Chelsea, in terms of the top 4 finish, you're looking for a little bit more. And while yes, they got the 3 points, I'm not sure that is as a convincing performance by anybody's measure.
Mario, just one more thing. I'm not going all Ten Hag here. But what does Jadon Sancho do?
Jadon Sancho do? What do you mean? Like, why he wasn't starting?
What does he add? What does he give me that others don't?
Yeah, but that is exactly what I highlighted, because you want more. Like, even the prior game before, you understand? I watched the game as well when he played the one before, and then what we were talking about at Man United, that you wanted that spark, and I was hoping for that spark to come back when he was at Chelsea. He kicked off okay. I don't think he kicked off really bad, but I think the last couple of games he's gone a little bit too quiet. The City game, quiet. It's too quiet for me. Especially as a winger and the talent, he has the pace and the skill to make it really hard for a defender. And at the moment, I can see he has comfortability on the way he handles the ball. But I don't want to see him handle the ball. I want him to go beyond players. I want him to make the defenders give them a hard time. And at the moment, he's not doing that. And that's why I feel like, hey, what's going on with him? Because Neto should not normally he should be giving Neto the feeling like you got to wait a little bit longer before you come on.
Let's take a look then at the odds at the top four. As we mentioned, Chelsea up into fourth. Nottingham Forest, of course, incredibly still very much there after that 7-0 thrashing of Brighton. Who finishes higher, Nedum, Chelsea or City?
I'm good. I wonder what the former City player will say.
Well, hopefully, what does the objective journalist
The objective journalist
give an
for
objective
ESPN.
opinion?
Nobody wants that.
Never heard of such a
Yeah. I think for me, looking at the way Chelsea played today, it felt a little bit flat, and you sort of wondered between now and the end of the season, with say European commitments potentially as well. What's that going to look like? Are they going to be able to sort of continue to improve? And I'm not 100% sure about that. It feels like maybe some of the spark has gone. Whereas from the Man City perspective, even though they've been really poor overall in the last few months, in recent weeks they've been okay. And you have a belief that, say, some of the more experienced players like Ruben Diaz, Ake and stuff are going to be coming back in.
They've been okay.
How were they in fourth before this game today?
Well, because everyone else is terrible.
So that's the point.
Oh,
you
so
know
they're
what I mean?
okay.
You're talking about being the best of a fairly good bunch. And I think Man City can do that. And I think on a player-to-player basis and for the setup between now and the end of the season, I think City can do it.
Jules, where do you stand on this?
I would agree with Nedum, and also we would talk about transfers later. I think the Nico Gonzalez arrival for City will move the needle massively. They needed somebody like him. He's not Rodri, he's nowhere near Rodri, but he's better than what they have or who they're playing right now in that midfield position. And we saw yesterday against Arsenal that they got slaughtered in midfield for a reason, is that they didn't have somebody like Nico who could hold that position as a number 6. So that's going to change, and that's going to be a very positive arrival for them. So I think they will be better in the second half of the season, and that's why I think they will finish above Chelsea.
Yeah, have that.
Oh, yeah, Jules support you. Well done. God.
Have that.
Oh,
Jules.
wait. But those are guys that are thinking City, yeah? I'm thinking, I think Chelsea's coming because as long as they don't look great, but I saw City. Woo-hoo! I don't know if they can handle that comeback. Let's see what they do in the game after. Easy now,
The week
Ty.
before, we saw Chelsea. Don't forget that, yeah?
Yeah.
Do I need to
Who they
start
played
talking
against?
now that Spurs
Yeah,
won?
yeah,
That
yeah.
Spurs are going to race up the league now?
All right, Casey.
This is very biased.
Okay,
from the,
easy.
You've had too
Guys,
much of that
easy.
medication. If we're talking about that. Let's just touch on some
Easy now,
late deals.
easy.
The late deals that Chelsea have done. Chalobah, of course, back. We talked about that over the last couple of weeks. Muga's back as well, £12 million. Looks like that move will happen. Meanwhile, Cassidy is left, Vega as well. Chukwuemeka out on loan. Chilwell, Felix, and Disasi. Now, this is all none of these are being confirmed. João Felix looks like he could be heading to Milan. Disasi could be heading to Aston Villa as well. We were talking, Jules, about João Felix. Boy, I hope he doesn't buy houses in every place he goes to.
I mean, what a move this is. If you look at the clubs that he played for in the last few years, not really deserving any of those moves because he hasn't been good for a while now, pretty much consistently he hasn't been good since that one incredible season he had very, very young at Benfica before he left for Atletico. So this is a move made by Jorge Mendes. Let's be clear here. It's not us being critical of him. It's that he has a coach at Milan who is his client in Sergio Conceição. He's got João Felix, who is his client at Chelsea. Chelsea don't want João Felix anymore. He doesn't want to be there. It's very easy to move him to Milan. I think Milan were also looking for a similar profile in terms of creativity. It's just that with João Felix, you just don't know what kind of player or what kind of João Felix you're going to get. One game is going to be literally the best player in the world, and then for the next 4 games, anonymous. And then again, that has been the story of his career so far. So good luck to Milan. If you can get him to consistently perform, there's a player there. Of course, we all know that talent-wise, technique-wise, he's just amazing. It's just there's no consistency there. So it's an easy one made by Uncle George. I'm just not sure how productive it would be.